What's this? Is this on right now?
Yeah.
Okay. What's up, YouTube? Aaron with CB750 Motorworks here today on the last episode of Teardown. Finally, I can officially 100% say this is the last episode of Teardown for this 1991 Honda NightHawk Cafe Racer budget build that we're doing. We finally got the motor out. That was our biggest struggle. I should have just stopped being picky. I didn't want to pull the valve cover. I didn't want to pull the oil pan. We ended up pulling the valve cover and the oil pan. Literally all we did was then took the frame, laid it nicely on one of our rubber floor mats, and the motor literally just fell out. I would say like it couldn't have came out any easier at that point.
If we went the same route we did, you would have been pretty pissed off, like
yeah,
how easy it came out after that.
So the motor's out now. We did pull the front forks off. Sorry, we forgot to start filming. We pulled the front forks off. That's easy. All we do is we just use a big... they make tools for it, but all we do is we just use big channel locks like this, and you can easily just twist those two collar nuts off of the top there. So the forks are out. We're going to be breaking the forks down because some stuff on that's getting powder coated. At this point in the video, you're going to see us do a couple things. We are going to pull like the pegs, pull the kickstand off, and make sure there's nothing else that we want to pull off like inside the neck. Anywhere else there's bushings, make sure there's nothing else we want to pull out before we send this thing back out for powder coat. We're also going to be pulling the forks apart, and then we are going to be putting the oil pan back on the motor, the valve cover back on the motor, and we're going to test fit it to see if we can load the motor in the frame with that stuff on before we send it out for powder. Other than that, that's pretty much it. That's what you're going to see here. We'll put something at the end of the video too, as far as a final thing. We'll show you how we store the bolts, and we'll show you everything, where it's going, our pile for powder, our pile for paint. But anyways, we need to get to work because we wasted a lot of time pulling a motor out of this bike. So stay tuned. Where are you going to put this motor? You want to put this motor right there in that corner?
I was kind of hoping to put it back here, but everything, Andrew's bikes never got out of here yet.
Yeah, so I'm saying you want to put it right there?
One's here.
Voters.
Butters is here. Butters.
Butters. Butters. Butters. Butters. Butters. Butters. Butters. Butters.
There he is.
Is that Butters?
That's Butters.
Is that fucking Butters?
That's Butters.
That's fucking Butters.
Butters.
This is out of that bike you're fixing? Oh, that's the frame, eh?
Mm-hmm.
What's this? Is this on right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just filming right now. Put that on your fucking YouTube channel.
I'll toss it on, man.
I just want to get some likes, you know what I'm saying, brother?
How's it going, everyone? Eryan with Siegfried's Motorworks here today. We're wrapping up the Cafe Racer budget build that we were in the middle of. This is the final teardown episode. I'm a little bit off here just because it's been a couple days since we filmed. We did miss some stuff along the way. You'll see that in the video. But at any rate, this is the final. This is where we're at right now before everything comes back to us. Nate Weiner at Dirt Nasty, Freak Nasty Fab has the frame when he gets a chance to get after it. We just sent the tank, Chris Ream, Krispy Kreme Dream painting. He has our tank, he has our speed, he doesn't have our speed cow yet. He has our tank, he has our front headlight cow, he also has our front fender. As soon as Dirt Nasty, Freak Nasty Fab is finished up with the back portion of the frame, he'll get the speed hump, so then hopefully all of our paint's done. Really excited about the paint work, but we did end up with a pretty cool idea for what we're going to be doing with this paint, so really excited to show you guys that. Now you can come up here. Previously in these videos, you would have seen us talk about how we were storing the bolts as far as when we're doing a project like this. It's a critical thing, making sure that we know what goes where. It saves a lot of time as far as when we're putting things back together. So this is what we do. Take a screwdriver, punch a hole in, and it allows us to store and mark the bolts. That way, like I said, as we're assembling it, it shows you exactly where everything goes. Fortunately enough for us, the Honda NightHawk 750 doesn't have a lot of bolts, especially too because we ended up having to fab up mounts for the tank, and we're getting rid of a lot of the rear fairings and stuff like that. Typically this would be completely filled. Sometimes even we need to add a second one. However, with this one, luckily enough, I mean, you can see there's not a whole lot of stuff going on here. So it may seem like a little bit of overkill, but it saves you a couple hours when you're putting something back together, and it makes sure it goes together right. This is the life set. Over here, we have the motor. We still need to prep it for paint. We're going to be doing the motor. We're just going to be high temp painting the motor. So nothing real crazy there as far as what we got to have involved with that. Swing arm's not getting powder coated. It's a nice gloss black already. No point wasting the money. Over here we have all the parts of the Cafe Racer that aren't getting powder coated or aren't getting painted. This fender's actually trash, so that doesn't need that. Everything up here is prepped. It's the only thing that we're not going to use on here is we're going to replace a lot of the bearings, like especially in like the head stem and other places like that. So that's our parts here. In our parts washer, I do have the bottom forks. They are soaking in there just to make sure they'll be oil free for when we send those out to powder coat as well. And then we do have the wheels over here prepped, ready to go, so that way we can send those out to, we were originally going to powder coat them, but we're actually going to have Krispy Kreme Dreams, Donut Shop and Paint Supplies. He's going to end up spraying those with an enamel, and pretty happy with that. He actually did a ground for us in the past, so that should look together all good. That should look good all together. So this is probably gonna be the last video on this for at least a week or two. We're waiting on the frame to have the welding all tidied up on it. We're waiting on the what are you shaking your head about?
Andrew's peeping through the fucking wheel.
Oh.
I can see him.
At any rate, this is going to be the last video for a couple weeks. We're waiting for the frame to come back from welding so we can send that along with all the other stuff out to powder coat. Krispy Kreme Dream Ream, he has the tank. He has to do a little bit of welding on that yet. and then he's going to start our paint work. But he's normally a really quick turnaround time there, so not a lot of waiting there. But at any rate, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think of this video. If you can, hit the subscribe button, and thank you again for watching. We'll catch you guys on the next video.
Sorry, I had to use the HR manager.